All right, guys. So we're still in Las Vegas. Just finished a 3-day corporate training event yesterday with MPG, which has been transformational. A lot to digest. I need to crawl back under my rock now for a few days and figure out just what all this means. But so lots of talk of the divine this week, and it's really got me going back to the idea that reclaiming your health is a spiritual concern, right? There are, let's put it this way, there are powers in this world, and how you think about those powers, whether you see them as spiritual or just manifesting in the material and corporate, doesn't really matter. But there are powers in this world that have a lot invested in you not knowing the truth about your health, in you not knowing that you're a biological carnivore and that's the best way for you to nourish your body. Okay, pretty straightforward. But the bigger truth that our bodies heal. And just go with me on this. So let's take it that your creator designed you to be self-healing and designed you, maybe, let's say, also to live for 120 plus years. Okay, these powers don't want you to know that. They want you to accept that when you get into middle age, you just start falling apart, and that all these symptoms, from diabetes to macular degeneration, whatever it may be, aches and pains, all of it, all this chronic degeneration of the human, right? We're told to accept that as part of aging. Well, what if all of that is BS? Like I say, they have a lot invested in you not knowing the truth because it makes you a customer for life. So, but on another level, that is, and to allow that to continue goes against your creator's plan, right? However you want to view your creator, I don't know exactly, but there is a higher power that made us to heal ourselves, and that's what's so fascinating about what we're seeing out there in the world right now. That my partner Lynn is seeing more people healing themselves now than she could ever do as a general practitioner. So absolutely fascinating, the whole thing. But if you follow it through, if you follow the idea through, okay, we are designed to heal, we are designed to be in health, and therefore permitting yourself to be in degeneration, to be in aging, it's actually going against the divine order of things, right? So it's like we have you could argue that we have a spiritual responsibility or calling to reclaim our health so that you can do your best in life and look your best and feel your best. That is how you're meant to be. You're not meant to be living under chronic stress, never actually healing, right? Waking up feeling like crap. You're meant to be in your full power. So there was somebody shared this New Testament quote over the weekend, Ephesians 6:12. I'm just going to read it out. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. This is more than flesh and blood. And it's not just about your health. It's not just that you are designed to enjoy a long and healthy life. It's like, well, what's the point of that? What does that mean? It means you're designed to, you were born into the birthright of a long and healthy life, doing something that matters, doing something important, And rotting away in a nursing home in your 70s or 80s or 90s is, therefore, it's going against the divine order, right? So in Judeo-Christian terms, it's sin in itself because of that reason. So I would argue that we have a responsibility to keep ourselves in full health. And let's see, I mean, I'm really excited to know just what's possible for the human being when we maintain that in full health long term. And we see quite a lot of that in carnivore. But the truth that I've been facing recently is that, look, we see a bunch of, quite a few people for whom carnivore doesn't solve all of their issues. And that's because you need more than the building blocks. Yes, what carnivore does is it gives you all the building blocks and minimizes the distress coming through diet, through the plant toxins. Great, but that's just having all the right building blocks doesn't mean that you're necessarily healing, that you're doing that repair work. You also need the time to do it. Depends how much distress and insult your whole system goes under. And this also applies to trauma, generational trauma. It's psychological, it's emotional, it's spiritual as well. It's not just about health. But we need to be in healing mode more than ever, because environmentally we are exposed to far more insults and toxins of all kinds, and not least on the emotional, psychological and spiritual kind. It's your calling to reclaim your health so that you can go out into the world and do something that really, really matters. That's the message that I'm getting right now. So when I get back to Scotland, I'm going to be doubling down again on finding out what's possible for this human form. So very exciting times. Got any questions? Let me know. See you later.